Hey guys, hope everyone's doing really well today or tonight. I wanted to make a quick video on why you should start self-learning. Now, in a nutshell, self-learning is pretty much like you could learn anything you want, but you just do it at your own kind of pace, your own terms. There's no formal lecturer, there's no assignments, nothing like that. It's more to kind of learn in the most efficient way possible for you, right? And for the most part, that's normally not what a university or a school's curriculum kind of puts together. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly discuss why I think it's a really good idea, and yeah, get into some of the ways that I personally learn myself, and just yeah, how you might be able to implement that too. By the way, I just went for a run, so don't mind the hair. Okay, so what is self-learning? So self-learning, yeah, like I said, is pretty much just educating yourself without a teacher or a formal course program. And that kind of means, it really is up to you to kind of, pick what you want to learn, leave what you don't want to learn. I guess the big benefit of having like a course curriculum is that, it's very structured and it's very, clear as to, what the assessors or what the school wants you to learn. But with this, I mean, you can really you can deep dive into certain things that you really enjoy. For example, with math, you might love calculus, or you might hate calculus, and geometry or whatever else is something that you're really interested in. So you can dive deeper into that, and potentially be a specialist in a certain topic within math, rather than just being a journalist and knowing everything about math. Now, I will say it does take initiative to kind of find the resources, and learn at your own pace, which is both a good and a bad thing. I think the benefit of a university course, they kind of give you all the resources, the textbooks, and the lectures to kind of piece together everything for you. In this case, it might be you can find some books, you can find some videos online, which might work really well for you. You might be more of a visual learner. You might be more of an audio learner. And, you listen more than read, so that could work really well for you. And I think yeah, learning at your own pace. I think that this can be really, um, again, a pro and a con. I think it depends. If you're someone who really can procrastinate and kind of not get work done, you kind of get distracted easy. Maybe self learning isn't for you. But I'll get into all that in a bit. Now, yeah, I mean, there are no hard rules. Find something that's interesting for you. I know a lot of people actually that are learning coding, for example, through self learning online. Or they might take a coding boot camp after they've learned everything themselves, just to test things and see what works. And that might be more effective than say taking a 3 or 4 year university degree for them. Now, like I alluded to earlier, it works really well for people who are driven to learn. Um, if you're someone who's genuinely interested in something, this could work really well. Now, in my opinion, a lot of university students go to university because they've been told to, or they believe it's a prerequisite to getting a certain job. And sometimes that is the case, but a lot of other times it's not. So, if you're someone who has realized that and you're not wanting that traditional education and you think you can get a job quicker, learning yourself or becoming an expert through, learning at your own pace and using your own materials, then this could work really well for you. Okay, so um, pros and cons. Now, it's super flexible, so you can kind of choose, what you want to learn or the skills that you actually see yourself doing. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the thing is as well, you might, this is a pro and a con because you might miss out on things that other students are being taught in, university. So I think, maybe you can kind of align this to some sort of, curriculum or school, learning schedule of some kind. Maybe that could work really well for you. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. I think as well, university is obviously very expensive, and if you don't need to go to university for something, if you can learn it online, marketing is a really that's an obvious one. Potentially coding, mathematics. Look, there are so many things online, and even online and in physical places like libraries for free. You can borrow a lot of these books, or people sell them very cheap. And obviously, things like YouTube are free, so that makes it quite a bit easier. Now, personally, I don't care too much for having like a tutor or a lecturer or some kind of expert helping me, because when I went to school and when I went to university, I was kind of more of a self learner myself. So I would, if ChatGPT was a thing back then, I probably would have used that. But I bought my own textbooks. I did my own learning in my own time, and it worked out really well. So I was able to do it myself without the need of an expert. But some people prefer having that expert, just ask questions and just for accountability and whatnot. So you know, there's a pro and con there as well. Now, if you're someone who, and maybe this comes down to exactly why you want to self study, but if you aren't very interested in exactly what you're learning, it can be easy to procrastinate. So make sure you're actually genuinely interested in what you're learning. Otherwise, maybe self-studying that certain topic maybe isn't a good thing, full stop. Or what you're learning, for example, math, whatever you're niching in isn't that exciting. So maybe just find something else within that topic if you like math. Now, you might ask, why should I self-learn? Now, I've just added in a couple of examples for where this could apply, right? So if you're someone that is a little bit bored of their current career, or it's not very fulfilling, or you don't feel like that's your purpose, but you really gravitate towards a certain like a certain subject, like a chemistry, a coding, marketing even, right? You could learn that on the side without any cost, really. It's all free. Obviously there's a time cost, but especially if you're young and you're kind of you're able to pivot careers easily, this could be something, this could be a massive pro, right? A lot of businesses aren't so stuck on the whole degree thing, or they're slowly moving away from it. So this could be really cool. I've added in the example of moving from being a bartender to a software engineer. And look, maybe that's a crazy switching career, but I mean, if you learn coding and you really enjoy it and you're actually good and you can show the business what you're able to do, and justify the ROI and whatever the salary would be. I mean, you know, there might not be a reason to for them to say no. They might say, yeah, excellent, let's do it. Another really good reason for self learning is if you're wanting to start a business yourself, right? So and this could stem from a hobby. So, for example, if you're learning photography yourself, a lot of people talk about copywriting and the importance behind that, marketing, accounting, etc. All these things, right? They could either start as hobbies and then become a business, or simply if you're looking to start a business yourself and you don't have enough money to hire all these experts, you can learn it yourself and then be able to apply those things yourself. Now, a lot of small businesses start that way, where it's one person doing everything. But over time, you obviously hire experts. But yeah, this might work really well in the short term. And look, finally, you might just have some personal interests or hobbies, like I mentioned earlier. I've noted here music, painting, running, or learning a new language. These are all things that you can kind of learn yourself. I know personally, I've learned to run, or I've become a better runner through self learning. Same as marketing, I do a lot of research on marketing, and something like science or chemistry is really interesting for me now. So I'm starting to do some self learning into chemistry. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have found some value in this. Just know that, self learning is becoming more normalized. Businesses are realizing that you don't need, that top degree student always. Sometimes it's the person that is willing to work harder and actually, take the initiative to learn themselves, that they're going to actually be a better fit for the business. So I think this is awesome. I think it's leveling out the playing field a little bit, especially for those who can't afford education or don't want a traditional education. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, hope